We are creatures of pattern, comforted by the rhythms of daily life. The alarm, the coffee, the commute. We board trains, our minds already at our destination, trusting the system and the schedule. The world outside blurs by, a backdrop to our thoughts. Rarely do we consider the delicate physics and precise engineering that make this routine possible. We assume the path from point A to B is unbroken, that time flows forward, that the world remains unchanged. But what if that trust is shattered? On December 21, 2042, the passengers of the Solstice Express faced the unimaginable. Their ordinary journey became a voyage into the unknown, challenging everything they believed about reality. This isn't just a story about a missing train, it's about the fragility of perception and the vastness of mystery. We build our lives on what we know, but sometimes the unknown washes over us. This is the story of one such moment. It began with the mundane. People heading home, students returning, travelers seeking comfort. They were a cross-section of society, united by a schedule, unaware their trip would become legend. Their names would be forever linked to one of the most baffling puzzles of the century. Their ordinary evening was about to collide with the extraordinary. What is real? The Solstice Express would force us all to ask. Sometimes the universe reminds us how little we truly understand, and sometimes the journey itself becomes the question. The Solstice Express was a marvel sleek silver connecting city to mountain. Its route traced the region's diversity city canyons, glowing suburbs, wild foothills. The final ascent was the most scenic, the most isolated. Named for its winter solstice run, the train departed as the sun set, chasing darkness into the mountains. Passengers watched twilight fade to starlight, the train a moving observatory. Panoramic windows on board, Wi-Fi and magnetic levitation made the ride smooth and silent. Every system was monitored, every component checked, nothing left to chance. The schedule was precise, the route unchanging. For years, the Solstice Express ran flawlessly, a testament to human ingenuity. On December 21, 2042, the train was full, holiday spirit in the air. People chatted quietly, screens glowed, anticipation built. The city lights faded, forests closed in, and the train began its steady climb. It was just another trip routine. Safe, predictable, or so everyone believed. But on this night, routine would give way to the extraordinary. The Solstice Express was about to become legend. The longest night of the year was about to reveal its secrets. The journey was proceeding exactly as planned until it wasn't, and no one on board could have imagined what was coming. Among the passengers were two minds primed for the unknown. Dr. Alara Vance, astrophysicist, saw the world through equations and evidence. She was headed to a mountain observatory, seeking data on a distant pulsar. For Alara, the universe was a puzzle to solve. Nearby sat Arthur Henderson, retired history teacher and folklore enthusiast. Where Alara saw physics, Henderson saw stories. Tales of spirits, strange lights, and solstice mysteries. He was returning to his ancestral home, drawn by the old legends. Science and story, logic and legend, two perspectives about to collide. Alara carried data drives, Henderson, a book of myths. Strangers, yet their views would become crucial to understanding what was to come. As the train climbed, Alara reviewed charts, Henderson recalled old tales. Neither knew the universe was about to defy both science and story. The weather changed in an instant. Clear sky swallowed by boiling black clouds. Wind howled, snow whipped against the windows, transforming serenity into chaos. The train, once a symbol of safety, now felt fragile in the storm's grip. Headlights struggled against the blizzard, the world shrank to the train's interior. As the train entered the Great Aspen Tunnel, a violet bolt of lightning struck above the entrance. The mountainside flashed, then darkness fell, total, suffocating. Power died, systems silenced. The train coasted forward in utter blackness. The comforting rhythms vanished, replaced by a profound stillness. 157 souls were cut off from everything they knew. The Solstice Express was no longer on a scheduled journey, it was adrift in the unknown. The darkness was absolute, amplifying every sound and stretching time. Fear crept in as the train glided deeper into the mountain, powerless and silent. Then, impossibly, a strange light bled through the windows, emerald and amethyst, pulsing softly. Passengers pressed to the glass, awe overtaking fear. Outside, nebula-like clouds and crystalline structures drifted past, no longer rock, but a cosmic aurora. The train moved without sound, a ghost ship in a luminous sea. Dr. Alara Vance tried to rationalize electrical phenomenon, plasma, nothing fit. Arthur Henderson remembered legends of a spirit path opening on the solstice. Time lost meaning. Watches and phones froze at 8:14 p.m. The journey felt both instant and eternal, physics suspended. The passengers were no longer observers. They were participants in a cosmic mystery. The tunnel became a threshold, reality itself bending. Science and myth blurred as the train sailed through the impossible. The Solstice Express was now part of a legend in the making. No one could say how long they traveled, only that nothing would ever be the same. The laws of the universe had been rewritten, if only for a moment. The train emerged from the tunnel not into a snowy valley but an alien world. A twilight plain stretched beneath a bruised sky, 2 moons hanging above. Silvery dust covered the ground, crystalline flora pulsed with light. Jagged black mountains pierced the horizon, no sign of humanity anywhere. Panic erupted, passengers scrambled for the doors, desperate to escape. Thin, metallic air blasted in the alienness absolute. Dr. Ilara Vance stared out, mind racing, binary moons, new life forms a different reality. Was this a parallel dimension, a wormhole? The implications were staggering. Fear and wonder warred within her. This was a place humanity did not belong. Suddenly, the landscape flickered, the moon's wavered mountains dissolved into static. With a violent shudder, the world snapped back. One moment, an alien plane, the next, the familiar snow-covered valley and the lights of Silver Creek. The transition was instantaneous, complete. The impossible had happened and the evidence was undeniable. The passengers were left shaken, forever changed. The Solstice Express had crossed a boundary no one understood. Normality returned as abruptly as it had vanished. The train stood at the tunnel's exit, snow sparkling under a single moon. Faces showed relief, disbelief, and shock. Had it all been a dream? Systems rebooted, lights flickered on, an automated apology played. Everything seemed normal, but every passenger knew otherwise. Then came the chilling discovery. Every timekeeping device was frozen at 8:14 p.m., the moment of the lightning strike. No time had passed, yet they'd experienced the impossible. The frozen clocks turned a shared vision into a scientific anomaly. How could hundreds of devices stop at once? It defied explanation. The train rolled into Silver Creek, just minutes behind schedule. Passengers disembarked in a daze, bound by a secret the world would never believe. Their journey was over, but the mystery had only begun. The Solstice Express had left its mark on reality itself. The aftermath was a storm of questions, investigations, theories, disbelief. Official reports blamed a rare electrical discharge, but that explained nothing. Experts debated space-time warped by lightning, a wormhole, mass hallucination. None could explain the frozen clocks. Ilara Vance became a voice for the passengers, bridging science and experience. Some called it delusion, others, a glimpse beyond the veil. The mystery endures a modern legend whispered along the rails. The event reminds us our understanding is always incomplete. The universe is not obliged to fit our models. What happened that night? We are left to wonder, staring into the darkness between the stars.